Mr. Uzaidi Udanis, President of Malaysia Tourism Council, Dato' Azli Halim, Chairman, Organizing Committee, Second Malaysia Tourism Gold Summit 2021, Dato' Nur Zaleha Baharuddin, Secretary General, Malaysia Tourism Council, Second Malaysia Tourism Gold Summit Committee, tourism industry players. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure to be invited to share some thoughts at the Second Malaysia Tourism Gold Summit. I would like to thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity. It is without doubt a trying time. Given the nature of the pandemic, in which travel and interaction are among the main casualties in the efforts to contain its spread, the impact on tourism industry is devastating and debilitating. It is not a time to be faint-hearted, though that does not mean we have to be heartless to survive this ordeal. Ladies and gentlemen, for almost 2 years now, we have suffered, and as controls and measures are being eased up, many among us are wishing and hoping that we have finally turned the corner. But the number of cases and deaths caused by the pandemic tells us otherwise. And it is a stark reminder that the time has not yet come for us to throw caution to the wind. In fact, to my mind, we have to be vigilant, and especially those in the tourism industry where visitors are from all corners of the world, and anyone is capable of causing a new cluster. I don't think I have to overemphasize the fact that as we open up, we should not slacken on the SOPs and other measures that we had been observing during lockdowns and controlled movements. Letting down our guards may cause efforts to revive and revitalize the industry becoming stunted and retarded. Once we can accept these needs in our operations, then only can we start looking at strategies and efforts to heal the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, when we discuss the healing process, I tend to think like a medical doctor because the principles are not much different. Firstly, we need to clean and the wound, and in this case, the industry. It may mean that we have to literally clean up our act. We have to go back to the basics: cleanliness and hygiene, efficiency, service-oriented, trustworthy, creative, and so forth. We have to approach the process of being as if we were starting out for the first time. Surely, the 2-year hiatus would have given us ample time to reflect on what we had achieved and what we did wrong. My advice is that in dealing with the expected surge of tourists with the easing up, those in the industry must not be greedy in cashing in. Rebuild your reputation, and if it was not too savory then, It is an opportunity to reinvent yourself and regain your footing. I am aware that the competition is extremely high, but if you can build your reputation as the crowd starts coming in, by the time the industry is ready to go into overdrive, you will be ready to take them in and with reputation worthy of gold. It is no different than when you were recuperating from an illness. If you rush it, the possibility of a relapse is high, and that may not help you to fully recover. Ladies and gentlemen, one thing that I observe as tourists start flocking to places which they had traveled to before is that there are elements of nostalgia and reminiscences. In other words, returning tourists have some sentimental reasons to revisit the tourist spot, and many because they had a good time the first or previous times there. As such, it means that they are hoping to be able to return to a place that is at least almost the same in so far as their memory of the place serves them. That is also part of the returning to normalcy process that we tourists and others are trying to recapture, as it gives us some kind of recompense for missing out on the 2 years of our lives. If that is the essence for the returning tourists, then they will return to their homes and share their experience with their friends and neighbors. The new tourists will be coming, and they will do so because of the reputation that was built in the past is rekindled in the present and pursued in the future. Simply put, the past 2 years may have been a setback for the industry, but now it is an opportunity to recuperate, rebuild, and reset. I believe new reputations will be built during this healing process, and it will go a long way for the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it would be irresponsible for me to speak about revitalizing the industry without reminding players of those who had supported the industry in the past and the impact on their lives following the devastation caused by the pandemic. While we understand that many of the industry players had to let go of their employees as it was impossible to sustain them when the industry underwent a near monumental stop. Some may have ventured into other industries and opportunities to survive, but for many others, though they had delved into other ventures, they still hope to be able to return to the industry. They too are passionate and committed to tourism and would surely, at a moment's notice, want to return and participate in the healing and rebuilding processes. It would be commendable if the industry players would allow them the first bite of the cherry before turning to other new employees who may be more economically prudent to employ. While it is understandable for industry players to resort to this given the difficult situation they are in. But I do believe inviting former employees who had good track records back into the fold will have a very positive impact in the long run. And surely they too would understand the difficulties everyone is undergoing during these trying times. Despite the bleakness and trepidations that surrounds us, I am truly hopeful for our tourism industry to rebound to its former glory. But that is truly dependent on us. Take the long road and avoid the quick gain path, and you will prevail. Thank you.